So before we can talk about ionic bonds, we need to talk about what ions are. An ion is just an atom or molecule with an electrical charge due to the loss or gain of one or more electrons. Remember, we've talked about this in class several times. Protons can't change, but electrons can. Electrons are negative, so if you lose electrons, you're going to have a positive charge, and if you gain electrons, you're going to have a negative charge. All of you should have this ion sheet from class. If you don't have it, you can easily find it on the internet if you just search periodic table of ions. So how do you know what charge the ions have? If you have this nifty little chart, all you have to do is look at it, and it's going to tell you what the charge is for each element. If you don't have this chart, an easy way to remember it is all of your metals have a positive charge, and all of your elements in group 1 have a +1 charge. All of your elements in group 2 have a +2 charge. And then we're going to skip all these right here. These in the middle, these are your transition metals, and we're not going to go over those right now. We're going to talk about those later. So if you skip over here, group 13 has a +3 charge. And then it gets a little weird with 4 because group 14 can have a positive or negative charge. Positive or negative charge of 4 for the most part. And then we just keep going. Group 15 starts our negative charges. So all of these elements have a -3. Everything in group 16 has a -2, and everything in group 17 has a -1. And group 18 has no charge, and that's because these over here are our happy, noble gases. Their outer shell is full. They have all 8 valence electrons. They do not want any more. And I know in class we talked about one way you can remember this is saying, I just ate, so I'm full. The valence electrons have 8. They're not very reactive because they don't want to gain or lose electrons. They are happily full where they are. Okay, so what are these guys up at the top called polyatomic ions? Polyatomic ions are when 2 or more atoms are covalently bonded and they act as a single ion with a single charge. They have special names. You just need to memorize them. They're all up here at the top in this box. There's more that we don't have in here, but these are some common ones. And for the most part, they are negative, or they are anions. You've got 2 pretty common ones down here that are positive. You've got ammonium and hydronium. So most of the time, if you are bonding with a polyatomic ion, that's going to be your anion. Remember, your cation is positive, and we drew our little cat. Doesn't look like a cat, but that's what I'm drawing. And your anion is negative, and we drew our little ant to remember that he's negative. To form an ionic bond, you have to have a cation and an anion. So you have to have a positive and a negative.